Hi, everyone. It's Carol Richard here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. I'm back with Arlene. How are you doing, Arlene?
I'm doing not too bad, a little tired today, but
A little tired. So we wanted to do session number two, just a little recap of session number one, even to remind Arlene as well, because sometimes we forget what we've talked about, right? Like the session goes and then that's why I like recording the sessions for my clients so they can go back and rewatch it and tap through it again, which some people love doing that. But what we talked about was really you starting to write your gratitudes before bed. And how did that go during the week as your small action step to start getting back into a bedtime routine and a wake up routine? How was your gratitudes?
the gratitude was pretty good. I was out of town for a couple of days, even though I did take my journal with me. I was exhausted and didn't miss writing them at night. I'd go to bed and I'd think about what I was grateful for during the
Okay.
day, but I'd get up to write them down. Didn't want to disturb that moment of like, oh, I'm ready to sleep. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's like my goal has always been to write 5 things each night I've been grateful for. And sometimes sometimes if you've had a little sad day or a rough day, it's a little hard to dig in and find
Yeah.
that fourth and fifth one. And but you always can. It can be so simple as someone opened the door for me at the grocery store,
Right.
or you know, just
Yeah. And
anything.
sometimes finding that little bit of gratitude can help us shift out of the sadness. Right.
Absolutely.
But let's not forget that we have to feel the sadness too. We can't just shove it down. So we got to feel it and shift it. So that's important. And the other thing that we had talked about, which I want to check with you, how true does that feel right now, is in the morning when you didn't want to get out of bed, what we kind of uncovered underneath all that was you neglecting yourself or your self-care.
Mhm.
That's what it came down to. So how would you say your morning, and I know you were away, so that's kind of harder to test right now because you weren't home to do this, but how do you feel? Are you still kind of neglecting your self-care or did that improve a little bit over the last week?
Um, it gave me time to think about the self-care
Okay.
and how I can adjust by doing the self-care. Um, one shift I had was thinking about lying in bed was self-care.
It can be.
I'm thinking, hey, this is self-care, but really it's not, because you start feeling that little bit of guilt creeps in. And why are
Mm,
you feeling guilty? Because I didn't have to get out of bed to take care of anybody or be anywhere, but the guilt of not taking care of myself bubbles up.
what's
So
up?
yeah, you really have to think about that. So
Yeah.
like this week, of course, the last 4 or 5 days, I've had a reason to get up because I had company, and then I was at someone else's house and we were planning things, and just to get up and visit. Yesterday, I had to get up and I had some obligations that I had to get out of bed for. So before I thought about it, I was up and at it. Today,
Okay.
it was like I had to get up today, and tomorrow, yeah, I'm thinking what I'll do is just make a plan of something I have to get up for.
Hmm. Right. And so it's good when you start making a plan. So what is that plan going to look like tomorrow? What do you think you're going to plan to wake up to so the guilt doesn't bubble up? What's the plan for tomorrow?
The plan will be to get up, and it'll be the routine to clean what is tomorrow, Tuesday? Usually I take a room a day and clean it, so tomorrow will be the bathroom day or whatever. Get that done. And I've got extra laundry, of course, having company and stuff like that. Today I'll get at that, but some of it.
And
But
last time we had also talked about wanting to get out of bed between 7 and 7:30.
mhm.
And so knowing that you tend to lay there and that's when the guilt comes up is after you're still laying there. So what time tomorrow do you envision getting out of bed or setting an alarm for, or what does
You know
that
what?
look like?
I'm thinking 8 o'clock,
8
because
a.m.
my week is so far, my week is kind of mine, which I have some assignments I have to do for other courses. Assignments I don't have to do, but
Choose to
if I
do.
don't get them done, then I'm gonna feel the guilt of not getting them done, or the uneasiness, like, oh, what's the instructor going to say, or and
Ah.
she doesn't care because it's up to me. She's just there to, and she's not there to push me, you have to get this done,
But for
it
you, that's an accomplishment that you want to do. Okay.
for me, I have to get this accomplished,
Okay.
because this is quite an intense course, so I have to get started on it.
So we
I'm
know that
excited.
you want to get up at 8 tomorrow morning
Yeah.
because it's the bathroom day, because one room a day. That's actually a really smart plan. Maybe I should implement that for myself. I don't, but
It's
so
only because of the physical pain.
okay.
And that's like, oh, that helps me with the physical pain. I don't get so sore at the end of the day because of
Ah,
my back. And I think, oh well,
one
if
room,
we
but it's a smart plan. See, you are able to create very smart plans to help yourself move through physical pain. So we're going to do the same with this. So you're going to get up by 8 tomorrow. Just thinking of getting up at 8 to do all these things on your list tomorrow. How's that feeling right now?
that feels good,
Okay.
because if I get that done, a little laundry done, and then I can concentrate on working on me and my assignments that I want to get done.
And so I'm going to ask a question here that may be different, or so you're going to get up to clean the house, but we're talking about neglecting your self-care. So is there any part of you that would want to wake up so that you can take care of yourself first?
I was thinking of that as I was talking about bathroom. I'm thinking, oh, I still have this 10-minute visualization meditation that a routine that I tap to. And I thought, well, I'm going to start with that and do that. And then tomorrow's supposed to be nice. So I think probably tomorrow I will walk.
Okay.
Probably late morning, because it's supposed to be hot here again. So if I do my walk in the morning and do those two things, and if I do more, I mean, I still have to do my weight exercises at night
Yeah.
for my knee. So I mean, that's just an automatic, but
Yeah.
maybe add that in.
All right. So now the curiosity in me goes, how does it feel to have, even though I brought up the question about your self-care first before cleaning the house, how does it feel that you were even thinking, oh, wait a minute, I should be taking care of myself first?
Yes, that feels good, because if I give myself the permission of the
Right.
self-care part, and then I get up, because sometimes I can lay there in bed and think about, okay, I really have to get up and clean this part of the house, or the house. And then, but I have a hard time visualizing how long it's going to take me. I can quite easily get myself into a situation where it's, oh, that's going to take me forever, when really, when you get at it, you're done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you think.
And so when you're thinking of, so we're going to start tapping here soon, because I'm just kind of getting information from you to see like what's going to stop you from getting out of bed in the morning to start taking care of yourself. And so what I've heard is I should take care of myself, but you went right back to the bathroom.
I did, yeah.
You went right back to the bathroom.
Because I know I'm going to feel good when it's done. I can feel the feeling of, well, of procrastination, but when it's done, you feel, I love that feeling at the end. Taking care of unfinished business. This is always my battle sometimes. So
Okay.
I plan, I have to, not sure how I'm going to do
Sure.
this.
Right. So let's tap
Just
on.
the self-care first.
Right. So let's tap on something like, thinking about cleaning the bathroom and procrastinating to do it, right?
Right.
What's the feeling there? What's your thought or the image that pops up when you think you're laying in bed tomorrow morning? You should get up and do your self-care, but you're procrastinating even on thinking about cleaning the bathroom because we keep going to the bathroom. So there's something to uncover with cleaning the bathroom. So this procrastination that you're talking about, tell me about that.
I think, and the thing is, I don't have to get out of bed to do this meditation. It's 10 minutes long, and it's a visualization tapping and or visualization meditation that I just tap to.
Mm.
And I can do that. And as soon as I can have such, just with this meditation and the tapping, I can have such an enormous shift from that I'm ready to get up. So I think probably the number one thing is worry about that one thing for waking up. That's it.
That's it. So worry about the fact that I need to do my meditation waking up. I'm not thinking any further than just that meditation waking up.
Yeah, think about the meditation only.
Yeah. And what's getting in your way of turning it on?
What gets in my way is not having the plan.
Mm-hmm. And what does that make you feel like, that you're not having a plan and you're not able to get your meditation done? What's the dominant emotion that shows up with that?
Oh, wow. What would be the emotion? Trying to think of the right word for it, because it's not angry with myself, but kind of disgusted with myself that
disgusted with
I let
myself.
it go on. I laid in bed till 10 or whatever, without doing anything.
Okay, so disgusted with myself is what's stronger right now?
Kind of, not quite the disappointed with myself.
Okay.
That's a better word.
0 to a 10 on the disappointment with yourself.
Probably a 6.
All right, let's do a round on that, and you change my words as we go. So even though I am disappointed with myself,
I am disappointed with myself,
and I choose to lay in bed. Yeah, till around 10. And not do my meditation. I acknowledge this disappointment. And even though, just remembering laying in my bed till 10. Knowing that I could have done my meditation and chose not to. Feeling disappointed in myself. I acknowledge that this is how I feel. And even though I feel this disappointment in myself. And then fill in the blank, because
I didn't get up and do my routine or my plan.
I acknowledge that this is how I feel. I'm feeling disappointed in myself. Because I didn't wake up to do my routine or my plan. Feeling disappointed in myself. Feeling disappointed in myself. I chose to lay in bed instead. And I didn't get up to do my meditation. Disappointed in myself. Take a breath. And what are you noticing as we tap through that round?
I'm visualizing myself thinking about, that's the first thing I'm going to think of when I wake up now.
Okay. And so what's the emotion that comes up with this visualization as you're seeing yourself waking up to do your meditation?
The excitement of getting it done.
Okay.
Because I know how it feels.
So know it
I can feel that feeling.
Feel that feeling. So let's go back to, but you're not doing it. Let's dig under, like, what's the reason underneath it that you're not doing it? what would happen in your life if you started to do your meditation every morning and feeling good? What would happen?
What happened when I didn't? I become very sad.
So when you don't do it, you become sad. And when you do it,
Yes, I feel good about myself. I feel good
okay.
about life.
So we're going to start doing it. But what is getting in the way of you doing it? What is, I don't want to use the word wrong, but
Yeah.
if we know deep down that by doing it, I'm going to feel good, what is stopping me? Why is feeling good not okay? Because if it was okay, we'd be doing it, right?
Exactly. And I think the reason, the number one reason of why I'm not doing it is I don't have the plan. I always
Okay.
think I have 25 things I need to do today, which doesn't really need to be done. But I have, my plan is not prioritized.
Okay. So I'm not prioritizing my plan and I'm not prioritizing my meditation, and therefore I'm not prioritizing myself.
Exactly.
Okay. How does that feel right now that you're not prioritizing yourself and your plan?
I feel disappointed in myself because I don't get anything done then.
Okay. So let's do another round on the disappointment. How high is this disappointment right now?
Probably a 3,
A 3. So even though
even though
I am still disappointed in myself
I'm still disappointed in myself
because I'm not prioritizing my plan
because I'm not prioritizing my plan
and I'm not prioritizing myself.
and I'm not prioritizing. I'm sorry, did you say?
And I'm not prioritizing myself.
Oh, myself. Yeah, I'm not prioritizing myself.
I acknowledge this disappointment
I acknowledge this disappointment
and I accept that this is what I'm doing in this moment.
and I accept that's what I'm doing in this moment,
So even though
even though
I still feel some disappointment at myself,
I still feel some disappointment at myself.
I deeply and completely accept who I am anyway.
I deeply and completely accept who I am anyway,
And even though
I
I still feel this disappointment at myself,
still feel this disappointment of myself.
right here, right now, I'm okay.
Right here, right now, I'm okay.
Feeling disappointed at myself
Feeling disappointed in myself.
that I'm not prioritizing my plan
And I'm not prioritizing my plan.
and that I'm not prioritizing myself
And I'm not prioritizing myself.
because I know I'll feel good if I do my meditation.
I know I'll feel good if I do my meditation.
Therefore, I'm disappointed in myself that I'm not doing it.
Therefore, I'm disappointed in myself that I'm not doing it.
But I wonder if it's possible
I wonder if it's possible
to create that plan for myself.
to create that plan for myself.
Take a breath. So what are you noticing? What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking about the time it takes to do it. And really how little time it takes to do it.
Right? And so to do it, we're talking about the meditation or create the plan.
Both. Really, the number one plan should be the meditation. Because once the meditation's done and your nervous system's in place and you feel centered, then everything else is going to fall into place.
Right. And then you can create your list and then you can decide what to do for today.
Yeah.
Right. So just thinking about tomorrow morning, waking up, you said at 8 a.m., having your meditation ready before you go to bed. I'm assuming you'll have everything ready. Okay. The processing is good. The yawns are good. So
I
just,
know. Okay, yes, I'm tired, but that was definitely a shift.
yeah. So thinking about getting your meditation ready tomorrow morning, how does that feel right now?
Feels great. All I have to do is reach over get my phone, reach over and turn it on. That's all I have to do. And it's there, right there in the bookmarks, so.
Right. And so thinking about doing that tomorrow morning, how's it feeling right now?
That feels pretty good.
Okay. And then the famous question, what's going to get in your way that you won't do it? What could possibly get in your way?
It would be, I don't want to use the word laziness because it's not really lazy. It's just too comfortable in my own space at the moment.
Yeah. And so what could we do to counteract that? Like,
Um, knowing that if I'm too comfortable and if I turn over and sleep for another hour, then I know that disrupts my sleep pattern.
mhm,
And I know that disrupts me going to sleep
right,
that night again.
right. Because we need enough hours awake to create the perfect circadian rhythm so that we fall asleep at the right
Right.
time.
Right.
Right. So we know we want to get out at, we want to wake up at 8. We want to do our meditation.
Mhm.
And what might get in the way would be your laziness,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, for your. And so how could we make sure that doesn't get in the way?
Just doing it.
Just doing it.
Just to have to.
Mm,
Don't know. I would have to. Because I don't have that feeling of if anything were to get in the way is that feeling of loneliness that came back, that was really strong just after I retired.
right.
um Not that would come up. If that comes up, I know now how to get out of that, and all I have to do is the meditation and the
Ancient.
tapping.
Mm. So the loneliness could be getting in the way tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
How could we, and you can use me if you need to, how could you be accountable to yourself for doing that meditation tomorrow morning? How could we set some accountability in here so that you do it?
um I don't know. At 9,
Mm,
you kind of, obviously I have to have someone, so I would have to email you by 9 o'clock
okay.
to say, hey, I did my meditation, I'm up, the bathrooms have finished.
Mhm. How is that feeling right now? The thought that, oh, if I don't do my meditation and I haven't emailed Carol, like is that bringing up anything for you? The need, the accountability of emailing me
Oh
by 9
yeah,
a.m.
absolutely. It's the same thing on anything that you're accountable for. If you don't do it, there's a guilt in there. There's
There's a
definitely,
guilt.
and
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want that feeling. And it's like, yeah, maybe she won't want to talk to me again if I don't do this. Which of course, that's a little extreme, but it's
Yeah. But it's those parts of us that come up when
yeah.
we feel the guilt, right?
Mhm.
All right. So how does it feel right now for you? What do we need to tap on? The fact that we created accountability that is maybe creating a little bit of upset in your system right now.
Um,
Is there like a fear or hesitation or
I don't have any hesitation for it. It makes me feel good to be able to set that up to be accountable. Even I just say, hey, I'm up and I did I'm up and I did my I feel good because I did my gratitude journal last night. And I mean, I have in this last few, well, since I've seen your first YouTube on counting back the hours of how many sleep I need. And that's another thing that keeps coming up right now is if I count back 8 hours from 8 o'clock, I don't have to go to bed till midnight.
Yeah.
But in my mind, and I think that stems from working, having to get up at 6 in the morning,
Yeah.
to be to work by 8. And that stems back to that. It's like, oh, I got to be in bed by 9 o'clock or else I'm never going to make it, you know? So then you go to
Right.
bed and you toss and turn.
Yeah. Your body's not ready for bed. You haven't created enough sleep pressure for your body to actually fall asleep. And then we create
Yeah.
that negative sleep association with the bed, that the bed is a place to worry and toss and turn. So don't have to go to bed till midnight. Get up at 8.
My concern is, how do I fill my time till 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Because I'm used to going to bed at 9. And, but I read or I watch movie.
Right. And then the question becomes something else for you to think this week. Why 8 a.m.? Why are we picking 8 a.m.? Because would it be beneficial for you to wake up earlier? Would it be
Well,
beneficial to stay like,
all, yeah, this is all going through just this is all coming to me now.
yeah,
Just what you're saying is like, why 8 o'clock? I just said 8 o'clock because I thought, well, because I'm tired today.
because you're tired today. All right.
Yeah, I picked it because I'm tired today. And there's times I can go to bed at night and I'm going to get up at 5. And that's in my mindset.
Mhm.
And I wake up at 5 and I feel great.
Right.
5, 6.
And so the importance of consistency in our bedtime and our wake up time is because we feel better when we're consistent. There's no
Yes.
question about that. Like I'm at 9 p.m. in bed to 5 a.m. wake up. On the weekend, I go a little bit later. Like I might stay up
Yeah.
till 10 and wake up at 6. But I know I feel really good when I do that every day.
Yeah.
And so for you is to pick which 8 hours you want your bedtime to be, because there's no right or wrong in those 8 hours.
Exactly.
What are the right 8 hours for me? This is where we start personalizing our sleep. And so as you personalize your sleep, this is something for you to look at this week. So you know you want to wake up and do the meditation
Exactly.
and keep thinking on what is the hours that I would love to sleep that will give me the most out of life. Is it staying up later because you have a second win and you get more done in the evening and then you sleep in?
When I said that, bed at midnight, I'm going, oh, no way, no way.
Right.
There's no, I gotta be in bed before.
Yeah. It's okay. So we're going to change your bedtime and we're going to change your wake up time. What time are you going to? So we don't have to set times right now,
No.
right? Because I sent you my sleep tracker. So start tracking what time you go to bed, how long it takes you to fall asleep, and then what time are you waking up? And when you're waking up, then making the choice to actually do the meditation without staying in bed longer, knowing that you've been in bed long enough. It's time to wake up and start your day, and just adding that meditation.
Right. So,
Right.
yeah, those two things are pretty easy to work on.
Yeah, so that's what, and I know what, like as viewers are watching this, like Arlene just came back from traveling, and so her circadian rhythm and her sleep pattern is really off right now. So it takes a while when we're out of our environment to get back into that routine. So this is why it's important to set a consistent bedtime, because even me, when I go away now, I might struggle a little bit, but the minute I'm back in my home, it's like my body and my brain goes, boom, 9 p.m. sleep. And if I struggle a night or two getting back on track, then I'm right back because my body knows the consistency of it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Like
All
tonight,
right.
I should be.
Yeah, you will tonight, because your body, like our body is always trying to get back the sleep we missed, right? It does that. And so as we're getting back on track, your circadian rhythm is resetting itself. Your melatonin is probably going to kick in at the right time. When you go to bed, you're going to go into a really deep sleep. Deeper than most nights because you're really tired. We just have to make sure your brain doesn't kick in with all the reasons why you shouldn't sleep, because it's usually the brain that keeps us awake.
I honestly, today, what's going through my head right now is like all these little things, and I'm making them so huge.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Because I know I was staying with my cousin, And this beautiful lady is 83 years old. And I'm thinking, oh, well, she'll want to go to bed early. And it's like, nope, do you want to watch 11 o'clock news? Because that's the last thing I watch before I go to bed. But then she's up at 7 again. So she does about an 11 to 7 routine.
Right.
And of course, I'm thinking in my mind, oh my gosh, she's so late going to bed and up so early, but that's 8 hours.
That's 8 hours. And
Yeah.
so now, mind you, I don't recommend watching the news before bed, but it might not activate her. For
Yeah.
her, that might not be something that activates her nervous system, and therefore it's okay. That's her
Mhm.
routine. Her body, so let's look at consistency here. Her mind and body knows we watch the 11 o'clock news, then we go to bed.
Yep, exactly.
So that's her routine consistent. She knows that's what happens. And then she goes to bed, she probably falls right asleep. And at 84, we sometimes need less sleep, right? Because
Yeah.
they do say we need less sleep as we get older. And so, right, perfect routine. So, all right, so this is what you're going to work on this week. So just to recap, you're going to work on what's my bedtime, what's my wake up time.
Yeah.
We've already added the gratitudes before bed.
Right.
And then we're going to also work on how can I get myself doing that meditation first thing in the morning, because I know it makes me feel good.
Right.
Right. And so we're really talking about the Colin Epsy, he's a professor at, I can't remember the university, wrote about the 5 principles of good sleep health. And the 5 principles are, first, you got to value your sleep. You got to realize how important it is. Then you've got to personalize it, or no, then you have to prioritize it. So prioritizing it is next. So really creating a plan to get yourself in bed. Then you have to personalize it, because everybody has different sleep requirements. So you really have to start personalizing your sleep, which is what we kind of did today, is trying to get you to personalize your sleep to you, to your circadian rhythm, to your sleep needs, to your patterns of your life. So we're going to personalize it. And then we really have to protect it. And I'm writing a series of 5 blogs on that. There's already 3 written, so they can go on my website, Sleep Success Academy, and read the blogs. But then we got to protect it. And how do we protect it? And then we got to trust that sleep is going to come. The last one is hard for a lot of people. How do I trust my sleep when it doesn't come? So today we really worked on you starting to personalize your sleep, which is cool. And again, we never know where a session is going to go, where it's going to take us. But we do need to personalize your sleep so that you can create a consistent routine for yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling right now with all this information?
Yeah, I'm
Doable?
feeling, yeah, oh, absolutely doable. Like, because I'm taking baby steps.
Yeah.
And when you brought up the point number 5 about the trust, and that ties in with being able to say to people, okay, no, my evening's over, I gotta go home, and
Right.
instead of and that ties exactly right in with desserts, saying no to desserts.
Saying no to desserts, right? Protecting our health, protecting our sleep, protecting our environment. We don't do enough of that, most of us. Like we have friends that come over on the weekends, and they know by 10 o'clock they have to leave. There's not even a question anymore. Like I go to bed. That's the latest I'll stay up for people.
Yeah.
And we really enjoy their company, and they might want to stay later, but you want to come play cards. Great. 9:30, I'm starting to give the hint they need to go, but they don't question now, because they know I will protect and value my sleep, because I've lost it before. I know what it's like not to sleep. And now it's so important to me because I feel so good. So cool. So this was awesome. So
that can come into so many aspects in your life.
So many aspects. They're the 5 principles of good sleep health, but really they're the 5 principles of whatever health.
Exactly.
You can be adapted to anything. All right, everybody, this was exciting. So Arlene, you're feeling good. You've got your plan for the week.
I do.
Yeah. And then we'll be back next week or in a few weeks, whenever we set another appointment. We're going to give Arlene enough time to start thinking about this and start personalizing her sleep. And then we'll check back in with Arlene to see how it's going and where we go next. That's it, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.